Okay, guys, this is what I go through to set up my Paint.net installation. Obviously, everything is standard. Now, with the effects, you really don't get much. There's no alignment, there's no object line drop shadow, embossing. There's not a lot of stuff that Photoshop users, take for granted. This is an open source platform though, which means I can get nearly everything that you do on Photoshop as well. Plus, I love the keyboard shortcuts here a lot more. So let me, I will of course provide a list of all the plugin packs that I use. I used to pick and choose which plugins I wanted, but now I find it easier. Just find what plugin pack you want and get the majority of those. I started with 1 to 3 and now I'm at maybe a dozen or more. But so you will need a fairly beefy storage, not like terabytes like I do, but you probably won't want to do this on a basic office computer. You're going to want something a little bit better, but you're going to need that for Photoshop too. And of course I'll be comparing to that. Most people will. That's just the industry right now. So let me show you guys exactly what I do for all this. So I have, let's see, where is it? There we go. Plugin browser, planetoids, plugin pack, plugin pack. All these are either one plugin or multiple plugin packs. Now this is all from the Paint.net forums at forums.getpaint.net. And they actually used to have the domain paint.net as the actual domain, but I think like 2 years ago they sold it. And this has seriously been the best pack that I've used in years. I've tried other free editors, GIMP, Inkscape, and I know Inkscape is a vector, not a rasterized image editor, but this is the best thing if you guys want a fully functioning, complex, in-depth image creator. Still not really sure for the naming. But basically all I do is you find the ones that you want, you go to the download, and then I'll show you guys how to install it. This I would say is the #1 plugin that anyone using Paint.net should have. Plugin browser. Sometimes you just want to search for the effects you want to do or the style that you want to do. Because all the titles of these plugins are very common terms for a photo editor, image creator, graphic designer. Blur, blend, cut, rasterize, outline, emboss, things like that. And of course those are really basic ones, but the more you use this, the more you'll know which effects you want to combine, how you want to do it, what intensity, things like that. And plugin browser just makes it so much easier. So let's download that. Planetoid, and there'll be a lot of different little ones like this that I'll use. It's like sometimes I just want a faded planet in the background. You're not really gonna see it. You're not really gonna critique it much, but it gives some fullness. It gives some depth to the image. So always think of not just what you're editing, but what you're not editing. Things like if you have a complete black canvas and your main image is in the center, do you want maybe a starry background? There's a generator for that. Do you want maybe some line generator? There's things for that. So you don't always want a completely blank background, even if your foreground is completely full, which is kind of bad balance. Kittens! Okay, download that. And again, a lot of these are going to be, you just gotta know what you want to use. I mean, Furbler. When are you gonna use that? Maybe if someone's doing an abstract piece. So, a lot of these, I got originally because I was like, oh hey, I'll use that at some point. I never did. That's why right now I'm going through it, but it's like this on this drive, these trees super useful. Because a lot of times when you want nature, you'll find that there's a lot of different really good images, but when you try to take out the background, there's just so much to it, and these pictures that you want to add on top are so detailed. There's no good way to use a pre-existing image. You have to use a generator like one of these. Only thing I wish is this would come in its own one. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Dryad. See, that's still in the plugin pack. So I don't really think I'll be using this one much, so I'm just gonna skip that. And like I said, guys, right now I'm just going through all the packs, and we'll see how everything goes.